terms of cards that I really will not use, Air Armor Ninja, it just only has the ability to reduce a level, which, you know, not inherently good for ninjas. Could be a pseudo thing for if you wanted exes, but yeah. Just being able to change levels, and it has kind of shit stats, not worth it. Aqua Armor Ninja is a neat case that you could theoretically use. It allows you to basically block an attack that if it's directly by banishing it from the graveyard. This is a very weak effect, and it doesn't even have a secondary effect. So, yeah, Aqua Armor Ninja isn't going to be really used at all. I could maybe see it if, like, you had some interaction with the banish cards, like with Iron Digger, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be used at all. Do I want to cover the Ninjutsu arts? I guess I will. Ninjutsu Art of Alchemy, still going to be usable, though you probably only... It's going to be really iffy depending on who you ask. I would say it's not worth really running, because it kind of clogs up your deck, I would say, in the sense that, you know, you kind of don't want to get rid of your Ninjutsu art cards on the field. However, due to the recent support, I could see this being used as at least as a one-of, like, as usual, which I was kind of using. But, yeah. It has a combo with Ninjutsu Art of Notebook, I guess, where it allows you to, you know, pull it out, but I don't think it's worth it in the end. Ninjutsu Art of Freezing was an interesting case that I thought of. You guys don't know, Ninjutsu Art of Freezing allows you to negate a attack and end the battle phase, but you need to have a ninja on the field, which is the common theme for all the ninjas. But another key thing is that it allows you to, you know, prevent changing of battle positions. So you know, initially I thought maybe it could maybe be used, but I kind of got rid of that thought when I realized that I could run some other cards such as Swords of Concealing Light, which also doesn't prevents them from changing battle positions, at least, yeah, for the most part. So I'll say that this could be a really funny tech card, but it's not really that funny. And I would say that you would only run this if you really want to be able to search it as a toolbox. But I'd say probably won't use it. Now, this is a card I love, and I really want to fit it in, but it's going to be hard to fit it in when I really want to run going second. Armor Ninjutsu Art of Rust Mist allows you to reduce, as one of the deck list deck profiles mentioned, just karate chop, have the current attack of any special summon monster on your opponent's side of the field. This is a crazy effect because of the fact that a lot of monsters can't get over some of your weaker ninjas with this Armor Ninjutsu Art. Like, let's say they have a boss monster of 3,000 attack. If Rust Mist goes off, they'll only have 1,500, and they can't really do shit with that. So I think this is a card to be considered in people's decks, but it's going to be a really, it's more of a tech spicy, funny card, As usual, any of the new support cards, you can add any of them pretty much. I won't be talking about those, at least for the glance, or like the card, I'm focusing this on just the legacy cards right now, which cards to kind of maybe use in the updated list, I guess. Black Dragon Ninja, I never really liked to begin with. You guys don't know, the Black Dragon Ninja's effect allows it to basically, it's kind of like a pseudo Time Thief Redoer, where if you get rid of a ninja card, a ninja monster, and ninjutsu art, you can banish one monster on the field. But the issue is if Black Dragon Ninja is removed at all somewhere, the the card that you banish will be brought back, which is I don't think is really it's a really bad thing. Because here's my issue with this is that not only is your cost super high, but it's also for an effect that really doesn't really do much. So that's why I'm like thinking Black Dragon Ninja is like, he's cool. He's a cool card, but he's like he's a dog water, dude. He's a he's a downvote for me. And yeah, like looks like you say his Pog, like the card. So here's the thing about the ninja cards and basically a lot of cards in Yu-Gi-Oh. A lot of the card art is super sick. Like, if we just look at, I'm trying to think of a really crazy card art. I think like Cosmo is a pretty cool archetype. But yeah, like if there's one thing I love about Yu-Gi-Oh, it's just the card art. Cosmo here, the Cosmo cards here they're pretty crazy because these are based on the Wizard of Oz, mashed up with like Star Wars. And there's just so many like archetypes that are like that, where it's like a mismatch of things, or just like really sick what you call just really sick concepts, I guess. Like there's a literal train deck, in the game. So yeah, like if there's nothing else to play Yu-Gi-Oh for, it would just be the card art. Like it's just great. Cause I don't know, I tried playing Magic the Gathering, but like I don't know, it's just I didn't grow up with Magic. I think that's just it. I just don't like I don't know, too old-timey. We need some like, I like the what you call I guess the what do you call it? Just the variety you get in Yu-Gi-Oh. So because you can get like stuffed animatronics, like what is it? Fluffle? Or what do you call them? I don't remember the card's name, the card archetype name, but Fright Fur, I think it was, right? This is like an archetype of just like basically like monster toys, so to speak. So this is an archetype I should probably look into building because it's really funny. But yeah, like I said, it definitely, if there's one thing that's like super crazy about Yu-Gi-Oh, it's the card art. And to put it simply, it is Pog. Blade Arbor Ninja, instant add to the deck because of what you call Mazen, being able to attack directly with your ninja monsters. Blade Arbor Ninja allows you to attack twice, or with any ninja monster you can attack twice. So can be used for a one-turn kill. So that's an instant one of. Now we're back to more stinkers. Blue Dragon Ninja, dog shit. Don't use him at all. He looks cool. He's blue, but he's dog water. So the reason why is because his cost is a little bit cheap, or actually it's not cheaper, it's more expensive. It's you discard one ninja and one ninjutsu art card to just negate one monster's effect on the field. And not only that, they don't attack, but like the issue with this card is that if you read properly on this, it says this turn. So you basically can only negate the monster effect for one turn, which is like super useless. And not only that, the cost is super expensive, and it's a level 5. Like, why would you run this card? It's trash, quite frankly. The only reason I could see this maybe like run if maybe you need a water type, but no, we just don't. Flame Armor Ninja. Could be a funny duplication play, but it's not worth running. Just it allows you to add one level to it, which to any ninja, which you're really not going to be able to do. I did look into like a while back. I did look into if there was any like kind of plays I can do with manipulating levels with ninjas, but for the most part, there isn't really a play for it. Fuma Shuriken, you don't run this. Real issue with Fuma Shuriken is there's no ninja name to it, so you can't even like search it. The only reason why you would run this is if you're running a card called Isolde. Isolde of two tails, or whatever the fuck. I'll pull it up. Isolde. Sold. This is a common warrior support card that a lot of warrior decks run. Basically, you can link summon this card, and it allows you to add warrior monsters to your hand or you can add one warrior monster to your hand that you can't use, and then its actual good effect is that you can send any number of equipped spells from your deck to the graveyard to special summon a warrior monster with the level equal or lower to the cards that you got rid of. So before, this was the card I would run a lot, and I still will run, but the thing with Isolde is that if it gets negated, you're fucked. So that's kind of like the issue. So that's why I would say that Fuma Shuriken, you can run it as a funny card. And it is a neat attack boost, but it's really weak. Really weak card. Green Ninja, of course, you run that if you want. Hidden Village, actual good card. It's a little scuffed. In that, like, you can't basically this card's effect is that you can recycle your ninjutsu art cards or your ninja cards from your graveyard if you summon a ninja. The issue is that you can't use the card that you recycle, so until the end of the turn, so it's a little annoying. But the additional effect is pretty neat, where it allows you to protect your ninja monsters by banishing one card from one ninja or ninjutsu art. So that's a pretty cool card, and that's definitely a one of that I will definitely run in my deck. But in terms of like, I'm still skeptical about it because inherently there isn't like too much benefit to this outside of just having that extra protection, which it could be neat. I think the Jitsu Art of, or Hidden Village rather, is pretty cool. Now we move on. We got Geo and Kagero. I'm thinking about running Kagero to 3, but like it's kind of troll, because it can only activate its effect once per turn. But I mean, look at her legs, bro. Like, Kagero is actually a woman, I believe, right? I believe that's confirmed. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm coping, but like I think that's a breastplate, right? Surely it's a breastplate. Can we even like I can't. I'll pull it up sometime, but yeah. We stand the tomboys in this stream. But yeah. Moving on to another old classic Masked Ninja Ibisu. For the most part, you would really not run this card, but it has a neat effect where if you do have another ninja monster outside of Ibisu, you can, slurp, all the spells and traps from your opponent and put them back into their hand, which is, a pseudo giant Trunade. And it's only equal to the amount of ninja monsters you control, but for the most part, you wouldn't really run Ibisu. However, I will say that Ibisu could be pseudo used because of how many ninja cards that we've got so far that allows you to just special summon other ninjas. So that's actually a pretty neat thing. It could be used, but I don't know. It would just be a really, really kind of pseudo tech if you're like down bad on um, back row removal. This is a really weird card that I don't think will be used at all. This is Nazuki the Valence Ninja. Um, it's hard to explain. I could explain Valence, and realistically I don't know how Valence works, but basically they have their own little mini game, um, and that's kind of it. In terms of ninjas, the only reason I could see this Valence Ninja being used in any of the ninja decks is for its pendulum scale, but its pendulum ability effect doesn't even do much because it's only like it's an extender if you have Valence World on the field. I won't get into this now, but like yeah, basically Valence needs like a field spell, and because of that field spell allows you to kind of like move cards around. So it's pretty cool, but yeah, I haven't taken the time to learn that deck at all or like look into it. So definitely probably not going to be used at all. How it goes. I'm not even gonna say anything. Hanzo, if you're playing ninjas without Hanzo, I don't know what you're doing. You're crazy. He's literally the star of the deck. Um, for memes, I could try running a deck without him, but yeah, no, he's kind of a must must have in the deck. You could probably cut him down to 2 in some cases, but for the most part, yeah, he's a pretty good card. Saizo, of course, you keep Saizo. He's actually a lot more useful now because of the additional ninjutsu art cards, especially ninjutsu uh, called Mystery Book. Mystery Book is pretty neat that it can give you more cards. So I think Saizo will probably pull this out all the time, and I think I've seen it before. So I don't know why I'm covering this because this is obviously not the. All right, it's mainly just the add-on to Saizo, so that's kind of it. Saizo also has extra effects where it allows him to kind of like not be targeted and attacked, which is pretty neat. But for the most part, yeah, he's just he's a ninja. He's a ninja, all right. But yeah, he's how would you say it? He's kind of like a little neat anchor, if you will. That's kind of how I see him. However, Saizo only starts to pop off once you have extra ninjas, which, like I said before, because of all the ninja support giving us all the abilities to special summon extra ninjas, I think Saizo's being a lot more useful now. So, doesn't protect you from, he doesn't protect himself from, like board wipes, but that's why we have Ninjutsu Art or Hidden Village for it. So, Ninjutsu Art Notebook, how would I say? This used to be a really neat card. And the key thing for Ninjutsu Art Notebook was to basically pull out Art of Alchemy, which allows you to draw 2 cards. So you would basically trade in your 1 ninja for Alchemy, and then use Alchemy to get rid of your notebook, and then you can just get 2 cards. It's pretty neat, but I'd say it's not going to be used at all. It's going to be a rare case where you want graveyard cards, so I think it's going to be used, but like I said, here's the real issue with Ninjutsu Art Notebook is that it's not that flexible. It requires you to trade in 1 ninja monster for 1 ninjutsu art. I wished it would do the vice versa as well, but maybe it would be too strong, right? But yeah, the real issue with this card, with Notebook, is that you want ninjas on the field. So you want as many monster ninjas you have. So throwing them into the graveyard might not be the best play for the most part. Outside of maybe some edge cases where you would want to play something like Kagero. But yeah, for the most part, I'm thinking that it's a little iffy to try to fit in Ninjutsu Art Notebook, but you can still put it in. It's just tough, in my opinion. So yeah. Like I said, Mystery, Iron Digger, and Dancing Leaves, pretty damn good. You just add them in. Decoy, uh, it's shit. It's shit, Yoda gang. I don't know what to tell you. It's cannot be destroyed by battle. Wow, wow. It's almost like we already have protection from village. So, yep, old card can't be used. Duplication. My this is the card that I liked before I really like. So for context, I used to play a bit of ninjas back then. Not that competitively, but it was a really fun like archetype. And you know, of course, your boy is Ninja Russ. He's got to play the ninjas. Um, I used to play all the ninja super transformation, but duplication has changed it up for me more recently. Um, Now, ignoring that it's vulnerable to Ash Blossom and all that, the key thing about duplication is that not only can you summon any of your other ninjas if you tribute one of your ninjas, it's that like you can plus, you know, and because we have a new level 1, which is Tobari, the Sky Ninja, you could summon like 2 of him, which is really cool. Maybe 3 if you want. And then also Maizen or Mitsu, Mommy Mitsu. That's also another option. I can't find Mitsu. She's down here, right? Mommy Mitsu. You can summon her as well from duplication. So, I think before the ninja support, I feel that this card would still be useful because, there are cases where you kind of want to only be able to get out another a Hanzo really. So I would say like duplication was still useful back then, but yeah, it's gotten a bit of a resurgence now with all the support, and yeah, like I said, it's gonna be used with that extra combo with Tobari. So that's for the most part a kind of a must add in, and it's a fun card. So that's what I would say. I skipped over the Ninken dog because he doesn't have ninja in his card name, but yeah, there's a ninja dog. You know, not Baku, but ninja dog, Ninken dog. We don't add normal monsters for the most part, so maybe there's some spicy tech, but I don't know. Mirage Transformation is a very like slot in tech card that I think could be really spicy. I've kind of tested it with it before, and it can be a really cool disruption for graveyard stuff, but it's kind of hard to pull off when a lot of cards have like extra effects in the graveyard that allow them to just kind of dodge Mirage Transformation. But for the most part, it's a cool card, and not only that that you can special summon an enemy card, you can convert them to a ninja. So, you know, a spicy ninja boss monster from the opponent would be cool. So I think this is a very spicy tech card, but it probably wouldn't be commonly used. I think it's more of a for fun, funny card that I personally will use, or plan to use. Ninja Art of Mosquito Marching. I would add this here only if you're gonna run something like Crawlers, which is an insect archetype, or some other pseudo insects, which I'm planning to try to do like a level 2 like insect deck or something at some point. But yeah, I haven't really experimented with this, but this is a card that you would use in tandem with the boss monster. Where is he? He's not. Number 2. Where is he? Number 2. Ninja Shadow Mosquito. Which is definitely an add-in. I'm going to add him to my deck. But if you guys don't know what he does, Shadow Mosquito can't be destroyed by battle and you don't take any damage. And its extra effects is that it has the ability to force your opponent to attack you at all times during the battle phase. But the main thing here is that you can detach material from Shadow Mosquito to negate effects from other monsters. And then also do burn damage. So that's really cool. It takes 2 level 2 monsters, so like I said, with Ninjutsu Art of Mosquito Marching, which allows you to summon 2 level 4 or lower insects from your hand, you can use this to pull them out. And also, it has an extra graveyard effect to put in hallucination counters. But yeah, for the most part, Mosquito can be an add-on to the ninja deck, but you would not run Mosquito Marching unless you were doing a full insect ninja strat. Next off, let me see here. We left off with Shadow Ceiling. This was a really fun card back then with Master Rule 4, I believe, where allowed, because you can only summon 1 extra deck monster to the extra monster zone, you can lock out the opponent's extra deck forever. Or, not forever, but yeah, you can lock them out completely. Now it's really used only to get rid of, banish, or get rid of zones, like the extra monster zone, for link monsters. That's really only... This is only used if you're going to use it against links, but yeah, nowadays it's fallen off really poorly, or fallen off hard, I guess. So yeah, it's fallen, but it's a sick card in concept. Sealing an opponent's monster and then bringing them back if the seal is removed. It's pretty cool. I really wish they updated this card, but yeah, unfortunately that's really all we have. Super Trance. Oh, I love my Super Trance. My Super Transformation. If you guys haven't heard of ninjas at all, then I don't know what you're doing. Super Transformation. You guys don't know? Pick your own ninja. Pick the opponent's monster. Combine their level and pick some special summon a one of the 3 types from your deck. So you can pull out some crazy boss monsters with this. Unfortunately, there aren't actually that many crazy boss monsters in ninjas so far. One of them I can think of from the top of my head is Diabolos, which I used to use a lot. But there's some other neat ones, like, you can get out some other ninja cards from your deck, but for the most part, Super Trance, it's still a solid card. It's just, it can be Ash Blossom, I believe, right? So, little iffy, but it's a spicy card, and I think I would still run one to just summon, like, Pinkertops or something. Moving on, Transformation, it's alright. I'm not really aware of what you can really summon with this. I do know you can summon Scary Moth, which limits special summons to once per turn, or up to 1, basically. So that's a pretty cool lockdown, but aside from that, there's, like, Dark Simorgh, which, I believe it prevents, like, set cards, which I don't really like Dark Simorgh. I just don't like doing stun, really. Stun decks, so that's really, like, the thing about it is, yeah, Transformation, it's still gonna be somewhat used, but for the most part, not really. It's a tech card. In terms of tech cards, I think most of the ninjutsu arts are gonna be tech cards. Yeah, any of, like, the ninjutsu art traps. Crimson Shadow Ninja, unfortunate. You don't use this at all. This is really hard to get out with 2 level 5s. I think typically, people would... I think in the anime for Zexal, the person who uses ninjas would summon Earth Armor Ninja. Where is he? I think he's in the first page. Am I blind? Oh. Earth Armor Ninja, you would just summon him, and then you would have, like, Fire Armor Ninja to boost the level. But yeah, this is a really, like, tough card to get out. It does have a neat effect to protect your monsters, but we already have Village, When in doubt, you just go back to the Village to protect everyone. So, Crimson Armor Ninja, unless there's a way to pull them out some other way, for the most part, you don't use them at all. There's some other ninjas I didn't go over, but we'll just rapid fire them. Go-Go, you don't run him. He does have the funny ability to discard 2 random cards from your opponent, but they need to have at least 5 cards, which is like really annoying. Sazank, cool, good card. He's like another tech card you can run. There's 2 key things about him. One, or there's a couple key things actually. He's level 3, so he's kind of lower level. You can use off of duplication from your level 4s. He also has a flip effect, which allows him to send opponent's monster to the graveyard, or any of your own monsters, actually. So this is a really cool effect. For one issue is I think this is a mandatory effect, so you can accidentally like send one of your own monsters to the graveyard, I believe, if there's no other options. So be careful with that. But the other key thing is this card can attack it directly, and as I mentioned before, Taichi or Taichi. Oh, fuck. Call it Demon Slayer, okay? It's called Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer card. Where is it? Yeah. We're gonna call this a Demon Slayer card because this reminds me of Demon Slayer, and I don't know, something about it with the card art looks like Tanjiro or something with like, or reminds me of like Rengoku or something. So we're gonna call this Demon Slayer from now on. Demon Slayer, you know, like I said, if you inflict battle damage, you can destroy a card on the field. So this is actually a pretty spicy tech card with that. So that's something to look into. I will run it because it's just a sick, you know, robot card I like to add. He looks cool. But yeah, it's really like the main thing. Where we left off, Penguin Ninja, a tech card that's for me it's really hard to fit in right now. I've been kind of doing a lot of research with Penguin Ninjas, but so far it's really gimmicky. Like it's really gimmicky. Like it's kind of hard to fit in. I can see it as maybe like a mini engine or a mini like tech add in, but for the most part, I don't think the Penguin Ninjas are gonna be that useful. But you know, I'll cook something up sometime. That I think that might be the play. Next off, we got Red Dragon Ninja. This is a card I think can still be somewhat usable. Case in point is that when this card is summoned, so typically you would use Transformation, I believe, right? Yeah. Ninja Star Transformation. You can summon him from that, and if you do, you can banish 1 ninja or ninjutsu art, so you only need to banish 1 of them for cost. This allows you to get rid of a set card, straight up. And not only that, but you can put them on the top or the bottom of the deck, depending on what the card is. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Really niche card, but I could see it being useful. So it's another tech card, and like I said, there's going to be a common trend with all these cards is that a lot of the ninjas are tech cards, really. And you kind of have to toolbox them if you want to try to slip in some spicy memes into your deck, which I'm definitely going to do. Senior Silver Ninja, my boy, the man himself, Senior Silver. I've mentioned before, he special summons as many ninja monsters. He's just a crazy explosive card if you can pull him off. He's at level 6, so you're gonna need a tribute or use any of the ninja supports. So, as I saw with like Kagero and like Mason, you could probably pull him out anywhere. So, yeah, I think Senior Silver Ninja, I can finally justify putting him properly into my deck, which is really cool. Strike Ninja, not really used. Yeah, I don't. With modern ninjas now, you don't need to all in on level 4 warrior types, really. So with like dark types and all that. So this is kind of a really niche card. I don't remember any of like the interactions with it, but I think basically you can pseudo like attack twice with it, right, or something. So that's why it's like maybe if you're making a dark deck, but yeah, it's not gonna be used at all. Um, Let me see. We got Demon Slayer, Tenshi Kaime. That's not what it's translated, but I'm gonna call it Demon Slayer. Like I said, you can add this to your deck, but yeah, it's gonna be hard to pull off sometimes if you don't have Mason on the field. So I'm definitely adding this to my deck. And yeah, that's really it. Any of the ninja support, like I said, any of the new ninja support, they're all spicy. They have their different uses. So I'm pretty satisfied with them. And now time to cover the last few of like old ninjas. Getsuga, the Shogun, my boy can still be used. He's still useful. The thing that puts Getsuga over Geo is a couple things. One, he only needs one tribute to normal summon him if you want to. Two, he can bring back your other ninjas. So that's the main thing. And because you usually have like a Hanzo maybe on your graveyard, hey, he's pretty cool. Shogun, or I'm gonna call him cool. I'm gonna call him Getsuga. Getsuga Tensho. You know, that's his name. Getsuga Tensho. My man Getsuga can be, you know, he may not be as prevalent now with the introduction of Geo, but I think he can still be somewhat used. The unfortunate thing is that he doesn't have an immediate effect unless you summon him in attack position. So that's a little bit iffy, but for the most part, he's still an alright card. Jogen, or Twilight Ninja Jogen, is a really neat staple from old ninja decks. Now he's kind of fallen off with the new support, just like any of the other ninjas, but especially with Jogen, he's an odd case for me because the thing about Jogen is that he has a pendulum effect no one really cares about, but pendulums could be a neat strat to go with. But the main thing is that Jogen is a level 7 that you can special summon by revealing any of your ninjutsu arts from your hand. With Jogen, he can still be used. It's just you would have to go heavily into ninjutsu arts, which is kind of not really the play. And why I say that is because, like I said, with a lot of the at least the old ninjutsu art cards, you need a ninja on the field. And I think all of the other recent ones also, well, the recent ones kind of don't need a ninja on the field, which is really cool. But yeah, like any of like the old legacy stuff, you kind of needed a ninja. And then on top of it, you kind of still need a ninja to get out any of your fusions. So Jogen can still be kind of used. It's just going to be a little bit iffy because of ratios, you know. I can see him being a straight one of in tandem with my boy Kagen, which I'll get into in just a second. But Jogen, the big thing is Jogen's level 7. If you get the duplication off him, he can get out like maybe a senior silver ninja if you wanted to, but mainly you would get out like a level 4 or something like Hanzo. So for the most part, I highly doubt anyone's really gonna use him nowadays, but I can shove him in. I think I can fit him in, which brings me to Kagen, which notoriously with Twilight Ninja Kagen, he's kind of like a brick sort pseudo brick for ninjas. And why I say that is because his regular monster effect doesn't really do much. You can tribute him to boost an attack of one of your ninjas. Never used. The main thing is his pendulum effect, which allows you to boost an attack of one of your ninjas by 1,000. And if you ever used ninjas before, you'll notice a trend with a lot of the ninjas is that they don't really have high base attack, you know? Outside of like Hanzo being an 1800 and like Yellow Ninja, you don't really have like too many like high powered ninjas. Like Jogen's 2000, Getsuga's 2000. I think Geo's 2300. So they don't really have high attacks. So if you don't run like Rust Mist and get that off, it's going to be tough getting over like beat sticks. So I think Kagen, is a more useful one of than people might think is the thing. Um, but yeah, outside of that, he is kind of like a brick card. Because yeah, like I mentioned before, you need a ninja monster on the field most of the time. Um, or you basically need to have two ninjas basically. So it's kind of tough to put in Kagen, but like I said, I think a one of a Jogen and Kagen might be a play. Issue is I don't see any reason to really pendulum summon nowadays, because of all of the sick ninjas we got. So, um, and you can't even like pendulum like Yellow Dragon Ninja, I believe. So it's kind of tough. Nichiren the Chunin, or Twilight Ninja Nichiren the Chunin, is a neat card, level 6, but he struggles like everything else. He has the ability to protect your cards by, I believe, discarding a ninja, right? Yeah, he discards a ninja to protect your cards, but for the most part, Chunin, he's dog water. You don't really run him. Um, can you can put a case where if you want to have more ninjas in your graveyard, he could be useful, but yeah, I don't see Nichiren being used at all. He does have a kind of a niche in that he also has the ability to boost an attack, and he has the option to protect. But for the most part, I don't think Nichiren will ever be really used. Shingetsu, he's like a really meme card at this point. You guys don't know, Shingetsu has an ability to basically force your opponent to target it with attacks and effects. You know, you can't attack or use an effect on any of your ninja monsters except Shingetsu, which is a pretty neat effect, but on its own, like if you look at its stats, 1500 attack and 100 defense, it's really bad. The extra effect it has is that you can add one of your ninja monsters to your deck, from your deck to your hand, which can be pretty useful, but um, yeah, at this point, really hard pressed to really use him. He has a neat interaction where if you have two of him, you lock your opponent from attacking or using effects on your ninjas, but for the most part, yeah, Shingetsu won't really be used at all. Um, but he can be funny extra level 4. But at this point, I think for the most part, people won't really need to use him. Upstart Golden Ninja, I think will still have some use for the deck. If you guys don't know, Golden Ninja was kind of like the premier, kind of like one of the bigger, just like a starter slash extenders for the deck. And basically, you use him to get out Hanzo by getting rid of one of your traps. Keyword thing is that you don't need to use a ninjutsu art. You just need to get rid of one trap. So, if you have more of a trap heavy deck, he's actually really useful. So, I saw like a build of him with like Eldritch. I didn't really like that, but Eldritch was a neat thing that you could combine Upstart Golden Ninja with. But yeah, he'll still be pretty useful. For me personally, unless I want to go like first turn trap heavy deck, it's gonna be really hard pressed. I'm hard pressed to really use go, or I don't know if that's the proper way to use that, but yeah, for the most part, probably wouldn't use Upstart Golden Ninja, but he is a neat like tech card, just like any of the other ninjas. White Dragon Ninja. He is not going to be used. Reason for White Dragon Ninja not being used is that, yes, you do have the ability to protect your spells and traps using Super Transformation, but it really isn't that useful in so far as, how would you say it? It's kind of hard to get. It's level 7, right? Am I blind? Yeah, level 7. So it's not the most difficult thing to pull off, but White Dragon Ninja is kind of like a thing for if you want to maybe bait out, um, what is it, Harpy's Feather Duster, but you wouldn't really bait it out with Super Transformation as a thing, so it's really hard to really pull off. So I think White Dragon Ninja will never really be used now. Um, and the main thing is that it's because it cannot be special summoned by unless with a ninjutsu art effect. So it's really hard to justify it. Like maybe it could have had use with Mazen, but for the most part, yeah, White Dragon Ninja kind of fell off, and it kind of sucks because there's a lot of like old strategies with it, like with what was it, Safe Zone, I think it was, that would just kind of lock White Dragon Ninja to be like invulnerable. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Um, Moving on, Armor Ninja. It's my man Yagumaru. Of course, you put him in just like any of the other support, like I said. But yeah, on to the Yellow Ninja, my yellow boy. This is a card I will run two of in my main deck. And here's the thing. Before, Yellow Ninja was kind of ran in there as a kind of a name, but because now we have a lot more ninjas to choose from for level 4s, he's actually now usable, like actually proper usable. Because before the issue was that he would lock you into ninjas, but now since we have all the special ninjas we can just pull out of our asses now, we can now pull out a Yellow Ninja to kind of combo off with. So, yeah, this is a card I think more ninja decks should really implement. This is like the spice. This is kind of like a more usable card than say like Senior Silver, I think. So I think like ninja decks should like more ninja. What is it? More people should use Yellow Ninja in their ninja builds, because of its ability to really like summon out, you know, just extend a lot of your plays. So, for the most part, I think a 2 of is just fine. 3 of is kind of excessive. And my play at the moment is kind of like it's similar to like Kagero, so I would just run a 2 of Yellow Ninja in tandem with Kagero. But yeah, that's why, and plus it has really good stats now. Like, yeah, Yellow Ninja's actually kind of cracked now. Not necessarily cracked, but he's really good. And now on to our final ninja. In terms of the legacy stuff, I believe, is Yellow Dragon Ninja. And I mentioned before, his use really is to get rid of back row. I can still see him being used as a tech card, but yeah, for the most part, he's not going to be really used too often. Issue is, like I said, Geo kind of replaces him a little bit. And then, really, he has kind of a steep cost to use his effect to get rid of back row. But really, if you really need to get rid of back row, you would probably use him to get rid of you would probably get rid of him in the first place. So, yeah, I can see Yellow Dragon Ninja still being useful, pretty good. And you know, unlike White Dragon Ninja, as I said before, its limits being only ninja stuff is perfectly fine, compared to like White Dragon. So you can use them to summon off of Mazen and stuff. So, so yeah, for the most part, that's pretty much all like the legacy ninja support, or like the legacy ninjas, as well as the or rather the that's pretty much all with the legacy ninjas, as well as the ninja support. I did say that I will go over the ninja support at a later date when it's actually out on Master Duel. Is the whole play is that I'm gonna pump them out. I'm gonna be the greatest ninja on Master Duel. You guys watch me, dude. In terms of the I'm trying to look through if there's any other missing ninjas. I think I missed a couple of the older ninjas. So if we like take a look, I mean, they're not really worth covering. Arm Ninja, Crimson Ninja, really old cards. You wouldn't really run them unless you want to get that um, flip name. Earth Armor Ninja has a niche. Not going to be really used at all, but I used to use him a lot because he's a neat extra ninja name body to extend from. Um, and yeah, that's kind of it. Like he has a pseudo like bonus where he can do tribute stuff, but yeah, modern ninja doesn't need Earth Armor Ninja, so um, probably wouldn't include him at all. Uh, Lady Ninja Yay and Bisu, like I said, no, won't be used. But they could be useful, but not really. The other Grandmaster, you guys know that there's actually a Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke. He's kind of trash. He could have been used maybe for the deck, but because he needs the target to be face up to auto destroy them, he's just garbage. So it's unfortunate. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I think there's the Super Heavy Samurai Ninjas. Don't bother unless I'm cooking some weird ninja Super Heavy Samurai. But yeah, no, that's never gonna happen. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all the old ninja cards. As you guys can see here, out of the old ninja cards, I believe the ones that are actually being used are the top three here: Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo, Duplication, and Hidden Village. And I think that Yellow Ninja is like the secret, like, or not secret, but like an, I guess, underrated card that you guys should, or I'm gonna definitely add to my decks, as basically an extra ninja extender, I guess. So, yeah, he's pretty cool. I think what else? In terms of any of these other ninjas, anything past Yellow Ninja here, like Mosquito Marching, Super Trance, etc., are kind of very tech cards. If I had to rate what their uses were, I would say like Super Trance is a lot more useful than a lot of these. I think Armor Ninjutsu Mist might actually be better. I think transformation's just under super trance because of the removal, but and also the boss monsters for transformation aren't that great. I think Mirage is all right. What do I think it's more useful than Yellow Dragon Ninja? I think no. I think it might be more useful, but yeah, I think Mirage is like kind of like lined up there. And then Sazank is actually a lot more useful than I give it credit for. He's like right here. And then yeah, I think anything past Yellow Dragon Ninja is kind of like gimmicky. A little bit more gimmicky, I would say. Yeah. So yeah, all in all, I mean, everyone knows Hanzo, Duplication, and Hidden Village, but I would say look into Yellow Ninja, Rust Mist, Transformation and Super Transformation for any spicy cards, and then maybe Sazank for some extra spice. And yeah, that's it for the most part. I think in terms of the old ninja cards, a lot of them have become kind of obsolete, but you know, we do have like some pure gems here, like Armor Ninjutsu Art of Rust Mist, and like, you know, we could still have a little bit of fun with some gimmicky cards like Senior Silver Ninja. So, yeah, that's basically it for all the legacy ninjas, as well as the cursory glance at ninja support.